One of the questions that I'm often asked is, should I have a limited company or not? And when I was asked that question a few years back, the decision was always pretty simple. It's usually the same decision, and that was definitely have a limited company. So unless I was speaking to somebody who wasn't going to be in business for more than 5 minutes, or I didn't think we'll be able to cope with the organisation of having a limited company, then generally the advice was to set up a limited company. And the main reason for giving that advice was that the tax savings were really impressive. So even at relatively low levels of profit, you could save quite significant amounts of tax, and those tax savings really helped fund everything else. So although there was more hassle and more cost involved in having a limited company, you could pay an accountant to sort those things out for you and still be left with quite a lot of tax savings. So things changed a couple of years ago, and the dividend tax was introduced. And what that's meant is the advantages of having a limited company have been massively eroded. So there's still some tax savings to be had. If you have somebody who doesn't want to take all of the money out of the business for themselves, then corporation tax rates are lower than income tax rates, so it's quite a good vehicle for holding money that you don't want to pay out. And some people have circumstances where they're in business with the family, and they have the ability to spread dividends around the family. But for somebody who all they want to do is get their hands on all of the cash for themselves, then the tax advantages of a limited company have been significantly eroded. So that brings us to what other reasons would you have for setting up a limited company these days? And over the years, we've had people who have wanted to set up companies for no other reason than the kudos of having a limited company. It seems better. It seems more official, more appropriate. It might be taken more seriously by people that you're dealing with. And to be fair, that is a perfectly valid reason for having a limited company. If it means that you're going to be more profitable and people will take you more seriously, then go for it. Have a limited company. But the key reason for having a limited company now, I would suggest, is the reason why limited companies exist at all, and that's for limited liability status. And what that means is, if you're trading as a sole trader and somebody sues the business, then what they're actually suing is you, and up for grabs is everything you own: your home, your car, any money in your bank account, pension savings, the lot. Whereas if somebody sues a limited company, then up for grabs are the assets of the limited company, and that might not be very much. Now, there are exceptions to that. Somebody running a limited company can't get away with behaving improperly just to avoid their liabilities. But by and large, if somebody is suing the business and it's a limited company, then you have some protection. And the key reason why I think people would need limited liability status protection in their business is if they've made the decision to employ people. So whilst you might have insurance, you must have insurance, employees liability insurance if you are employing staff, that won't cover you for all eventualities. So my key message today would be, if you are thinking of employing staff, then go for the limited company.